out of the way, introduce our great host tonight, 100K Executive Vice President, Leadership Council Member, Ms. Janet Larson Meyer. Take it over, Janet.
Thank you so much, Todd, and thanks to all our CTFO associates and guests on our webinar. Let's jump right into our presentation, and we'll start with a question for our guests. If I could show you how you could earn a supplemental or outrageous income working from home in 2019, would it be worth 30 minutes of your time? If yes, I want you to listen closely, because like me and my guest tonight, commuting to work every day, working with people you may or may not like for a fixed income determined by someone else just isn't living your best life. So what is your best life? If you haven't spent a lot of time thinking about it, let me share with you my great, timely business model that includes a lifestyle that far and away eclipses what most people experience in the workforce. Ready? Here goes. Our company, CTFO, is quite literally changing the future outcome of people around the world. We're less than 1 year old, and already we've become a leading contender in not just one, but two major industries, the CBD and network marketing industries. Let me line out for you the 9 key components here that help to make our case on why this company stands heads and shoulders above all perceived competitors, because most of you know not all network marketing programs are created equal. So let's begin by talking about the obvious, the brilliance of network marketing, generally speaking. I don't know of a better way to achieve my goals of being a great wife, mom, grandma, and businesswoman all at once, with total time freedom, with no limits on what I can earn and few limits on how I can conduct business my way. Let's touch on what makes network marketing the most desirable way of being in business. First, it's an equal opportunity for all. Network marketing provides all of us with an even playing field. Race, religion, education, age, and financial circumstances don't matter here. In this business model, you can set your own hours. You can't ever be late to work. Work when you want. There's no dress code to adhere to. At most offices, you'd get in real trouble if you showed up at work with your pajamas on, but not here. And speaking of offices, your office is anywhere you want it to be. No commute. Work at the beach, work at your kitchen table, work at a coffee shop, work at your grandchildren's home. You work wherever it works for you. How do you like the idea of doing business your way? Use whatever skills you have and do what you like to do and be as creative as you want. There's no one way or right way to succeed. In network marketing, you're part of something much bigger than yourself. Here, teamwork is the name of the game. Thousands of us are here, all with different skill sets, which enable us to work with who we want and don't work with those we don't enjoy working with. Where else can you go into business and assume zero risk? Unlike most startup businesses, this one requires you to put up none of your own money to get started. Creative and self-directed people like me will appreciate not having a boss to account to. You're your own boss. Who doesn't want to be their own boss? Here you get paid for helping others. This may be the #1 reason for many of you, and it certainly is at the top of the list for me, because I love the opportunity to help make a difference for people and give them a way to change their future outcome as it relates to their health and financial picture. And finally, the #1 reason why network marketing is the best way of being in business is the opportunity to earn unlimited income here. Earn as much as you want. There's no limit or cap on your earning potential. Plus, your income doesn't end when you stop working. How many companies keep paying you after you stop working? So there you have it. Why network marketing beats working in a job or working for someone else. It's the best way to own your own business and make an unlimited income without investing your own money, hiring a team of people, developing a product or service, and going through all the typical struggles of starting your own business. Now, I want to transition to some of the reasons why CTFO is the best network marketing program I've ever seen in over 20 years of working with some very successful companies. Here's my list of the 8 additional components that make our total offer here simply irresistible, and then I'll go into a little bit of detail on each. The company, the owners, the products, the compensation plan, tools, leadership, training, and finally timing. Let's go through each one of those 8 components to help you see that this is a very unique program, and it's a program that will meet or exceed all your expectations. Let's talk about the company. We're 3.5 years old and debt-free. We just went through an uber successful relaunch in January of this year. Currently, our sales volume is sitting at about $2 million a month in just over 11 months in business. Tonight, you can be the proud owner of an international business for free. CTFO is doing business in the United States, Canada, and 5 foreign countries. Another one of the benefits of our great company is our great owners. Brothers Stu and Steve Finger, along with Michael Kahn, have decades of experience in the field and as owners of MLM companies, giving them invaluable perspective along with impeccable earned reputations in this industry. They're faith-filled, honest, committed family leaders, as well as leaders here at CTFO. You and I both know that quality starts at the top. And these men have demonstrated to us that they'll do the right thing at all stages of the evolution of this company, no matter what. That gives the field here confidence that these men are in it to win it and in it for the long haul. And as a family leader myself, that's hugely important. Even though we have a great company and wonderful owners, in the end, people are buying products. We are a product-centric company with 70 CBD and non-CBD products all available in our CTFO online stores. They're easy to purchase, priced right, shipped direct to your customer's home, and their satisfaction is guaranteed. Perfect. As most of you know, CBD is not just a US phenomenon, it's a global phenomenon. And imagine this. Not only are we on the front end of what's expected to be a $40 billion industry, within this industry, we have something everyone wants and no one else will ever have other than CTFO, our new, exclusive, 10x Pure CBD oil. In 2019, you'll be armed with powerful, independently conducted studies that prove our hydrophilic CBD oil is superior to any other CBD oil anywhere. Just sit with that for a minute. Other nearly as exciting products in our lineup include full spectrum whole plant and isolate CBD oils in various potencies, topical lotions, gummies, sprays, a hair restoration system, a complete skincare line, pet products, and even weight loss product. My favorite product is 1500 milligram 10x Pure CBD oil. Without a doubt, it helps me feel, think, and look my best day after day. And I don't have the exclusive on my life-changing results. That's what our associates hear all day long from their customers. Bottom line, there's a whole lot of value packed in a 1-ounce bottle of CBD oil. When people buy these great products, you make money on a unique hybrid matrix compensation plan. Our comp plan was designed with one goal in mind, and that was that everybody could make money. Not all will make the same, but everybody, including your adult children and those that have failed in previous ventures, can earn a check here. And many do their very first week in business with us. In our no gimmick money-making model, there's no legs to balance, no increasing personal volume requirements as you rank advance here. And listen carefully to this one. No barriers to entry. Associates enroll here for free, and they don't need to provide their private information like a social security number, a federal ID, or an EIN or credit card information. That totally sets the stage for our associates to successfully enroll nearly everyone they approach, because there's no reason for anyone to say no. There's no front loading of inventory to get positioned for success here. No forced auto ships. It's recommended, but not mandated. Auto ship orders help ensure our associates never miss a check because they fall out of qualification, and an additional 5% discount is applied to all scheduled orders. Pretty straightforward. Here's one for you. A $47 product purchase each month is all that's ever required to go to the top of our compensation plan. We pay weekly, on time, and sometimes early. And our pay cycle goes from Monday through Sunday, and you get paid on the business generated that week on the very next Wednesday. Here are just a few more features I'll mention about our rich, something for everybody pay plan that I want to cover before telling you the 4 ways you can earn money here. CTFO pays on the commissionable volume assigned to each product. This keeps us competitive in our pricing model and allows us to expand the world into countries that have currencies other than the US dollar. What impact does that have on the field? Associates here tell us that they can close or convert almost every single prospective customer because the owners of CTFO thoughtfully set us up with an irresistible proposition: the highest quality product at the lowest price. No need to convince or sell CBD oil. This product sells itself. Your role will be more like an order taker rather than a salesperson. Associates often come on this webinar and talk about how this is the easiest thing they've ever done. I'm guessing you'll share that same testimonial with us after you become a CTFO associate with us tonight. Now that we've covered the key advantages of our unique pay plan, let's go over the 4 ways you can earn money here. One way is earning a retail profit with a suggested markup of 30% over your wholesale price. Another way is the 5-level unilevel payout that creates fast money while your organization grows in size right along with your paycheck. A third way is through our 3x21 regenerating matrix that pays additional overrides and includes spillover for low producing agents or associates, and profit sharing positions as a reward for our mid to high producing associates. There you go. That's something for everyone that I referenced earlier. Finally, Infinity bonuses are paid to the top 7 ranks in our pay plan, the top gun position being the highest position in our pay structure. Here, a deserving CTFO associate will be paid 6% of the commissionable volume of all sales generated company-wide. We've covered a lot about the pay plan, but we can't cover everything here tonight. So to learn more about our totally unique copyrighted pay plan, go to the opportunity area of your own website to review the 23-minute video that will give you a great in-depth overview of how you'll make money with us. Now I want to share with you a little bit about the tools we have to help you succeed. We offer several professional and effective marketing tools that are helping associates carry their message to market. These tools include business cards and door hangers, postcards, car signs, and digital material. All these marketing pieces can be found right in the back office of your new free CTFO website. But one of the industry's most exciting, effective, and affordable marketing tools, second to none, is Elify's Shuffle Card. This slick marketing tool is giving Team Genesis associates one more advantage over our perceived competitors by helping them to promote, convert, organize, and execute their marketing plans better than ever, better than most any professional MLM person. And although we don't have time to cover the 1QR and Shuffle digital business cards and all their benefits tonight, I encourage you to reach out to your leader, Todd, Klaus, myself, or your direct upline to learn more about how you can take advantage of this Swiss Army-like tool for free for life. I promise you there's no better way to make a first impression on your prospects and your new teammates, and a lasting one too. Next, you'll want to prioritize our Saturday training webinar with LFI owner and big-time innovator, E.R. Wolf. E.R. will show viewers how to create your own digital business card and use it to grow your business without investing in stagnant paper business cards that quickly become outdated. Don't miss this special mini event on Saturday morning. Now let's talk about leadership. Having the right leaders to work with can give you a tremendous advantage in growing your business. Leaders can help you grow fast and smart, and even steer you clear of pitfalls that will undermine your success. We're all very fortunate on Team Genesis to have so many good leaders here, always willing to share what they know and help you achieve your goals your way. Moving on, we offer training available to you immediately. When you join our team, you'll have the opportunity to participate in trainings that suit your style, needs, and schedules. Your team leaders, including but not limited to your sponsor, are exceedingly good at teaching and supporting associates. Here's a list of some of the popular meetings we offer. These Wednesday night webinars held every week to introduce you to the business opportunity and your guests right along with you. Saturday morning training webinars and conference calls will cover different aspects of our business every week and are presented by an impressive lineup of trainers. We have group brainstorming sessions, three-way calls, and by invitation-only conference calls to connect you with several serious business builders all at one time. So our training is top-notch, and the timing couldn't be better. This is like buying Amazon stock 15 years ago. You're at the infancy stage of an exploding market. The benefits of hemp are being discovered by millions of people living longer and looking for a better quality of life without pain. An average of 1,000 new associates are enrolling in CTFO every day. Tonight, that could be you plus 999 other new associates. Our company's shipping millions of dollars worth of products each month and automatically paying out the appropriate commissions to associates every week. Every day we see people's lives being positively impacted here, physically, emotionally, and financially, as a result of using our CBD products and capitalizing on our rich, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And I'm going to prove it to you now as I introduce you to our very special guest. Today, newly decorated Vice President Kathy Martin is living her best life in East Tennessee. In her former life, prior to becoming a professional networker, Kathy was a high school and college teacher. I had the pleasure of interviewing her, and she's a 30-year veteran of our industry. We talked back in May, and obviously a lot has happened for this lady based on her telltale results most recently. Tonight, Kathy's going to share with us some of her tried and true marketing tips, along with the mindset she carries into her day. I'm going to predict that many people on this webinar can see themselves doing business a lot like Kathy does. So pay close attention because we all have a lot to learn in a very short period of time. Kathy, I want to welcome you to our webinar tonight.
Hey, how are you doing?
Oh, great, Kathy. I'm so happy to have you back with us.
Well, I learned a lot just sitting here waiting to have to come on to this program tonight. It's a little intimidating, you know.
No, I don't know that at all. Kathy, a big congratulations to you with your recent accomplishment of becoming a vice president here. That's a big deal, girlfriend. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You know, as I'm introducing you, I said 30-year industry veteran. How come?
Well, you know, I quit teaching when we had kids. I wanted to be home with them, but yet I felt like we needed another income stream. And I got into retail sales, and I learned very quickly when you do retail, the minute that you quit working, your group quits working, and then you don't have any income. So I was just a dead ringer for this industry. And I remember my very first venture into it with a Canadian product. and they changed the compensation plan about 4 times. And I thought, I can't do this. But you know, it's like a virus. Once you get it, it hides behind, you know, you say, I'm never going to do this again, but it hides behind the next opportunity, and then it jumps out, and you're scared again. But it was just, I think at the end of the day, you know, you have to ask yourself, would I hire myself? And usually the question is, you know, answered by something, not really, because I didn't produce anything. But when you work in network marketing, it builds, even though you have your bad days, you have your rejections and so forth. But it's so worth it. It is so worth it.
You know, Kathy, I remember when we talked in May, you branded yourself as unemployable, and I thought that was so cute. That's so me also, but I thought that is so so poignant for those of us who will honestly sit with ourselves and say, I make a lousy employee.
Well, sometimes we're harder on ourselves than other people, but you know, in this industry, there's a lot more talk that goes on than action. And that's sad to say, but I tell people when I'm prospecting, you know, there's hundreds of thousands of dollars left on the network marketing tables. It's because people just won't do what it takes.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the biggest part, Janet, is dealing with rejection. I mean, if we have to just scale it down to that.
And do you want to jump right into that and talk about that? Because you have an unbelievable ability to connect with people and to convert people, but you don't bat 100%. So how do you deal with a no or a rejection, if you would?
Well, let me say this to those people that have had friends hurt them, you know, by saying, you're going to do another one of those deals again. You know, that's very painful to, especially, and it doesn't just go to new people. I can remember, I don't know, it was probably 15 years ago, but still I'd been in network marketing. And one of my close friends said, I cannot believe you're going to do one of those ranked deals, Kathy. I mean, really, isn't it time to grow up? And when I finally got off the phone, I just sat there I was sitting in the bed making this call, and I just cried and cried. And then I thought, well, I guess I have, you know, I have painful areas too that get probed from time to time. So how do you deal with rejection? You have to set goals, and you have to work with somebody else. I think the 3-way calling is the best way to deal with it, especially for people just starting. And you know what? You have this teamwork going on, and so you're learning the script, and sometimes, you know, you're stumbling through it, or sometimes as a newbie, and sometimes your team member is showing you what to do and you're listening silently. But whatever happens on the phone, if it's painful, and especially if it's just one person that you're talking to, I mean, of the team, and somebody's silently listening for training purposes, then once you get off the call, you can get together and commiserate, you know, and talk about the person, say, well, I never want to talk to that person again. And it helps, you know, it really does take the sting out of it. But to be honest, I can remember a few years ago, I got a call from a guy, he wanted to interview me for this book on successful women that they were putting together. And his first question was, you know, he said, to what do you consider your success? And I didn't bat an eye. I said rejection. And he said, well, I've done a lot of these interviews. I've never had anybody say that. And I said, well, the fact of the matter is that this is what we have to do in this business, because people will say no. And you have to just learn to set your goals and move forward. So it's just part of the plan, but the hand-holding that comes with team building, and we have such an awesome team in this company, and your leadership has just been amazing, Janet. So there's no reason for anybody to have to go out there and wait around in cold water by themselves.
Yep, and I think us girls have an advantage in that, in how we are so easily in relationship with each other. Back in May, when you were a guest on our conference call, Kathy, you shared that there was one reason in particular why you enrolled in this program at a time when you really didn't even have time to review it, let alone grow it. So what was the one thing or the one person that compelled you to enroll here?
That person was Joe in Atlanta. Joe in Atlanta. I've known him for years. I can still remember where I met him on a free life trip. And he was just like a meteor that jumped into that business. I mean, he just grew to Royal Ambassador almost overnight. And he's so enthusiastic. You just can't say no to Joe. And when he called me about this, I had so many things lined up for the next 6 to 8 months with recruiting for our school and trips. And then my mother died in the middle of all of that. And my brother was in California and I was in Tennessee and she was in Texas. So we had to plan this memorial service long distance. It was just really difficult. And then my brother's house burned to the ground in Paradise just a few weeks ago. So we've had some real issues going on. But just to know that Joe was willing to work with me and help me get started, and he did. And then it was off to the races for me with a lot of other things. I had a team that would help each other even when I wasn't around. And those two things, the teamwork and knowing Joe personally and being a part of the excitement of success with him just made everything worthwhile.
Right. He's known to be a real master at dissecting compensation plans, and the way that he looks at how money can be made here and how excited he got so quickly was really quite something for all of us to experience. Kathy, now that you're several months into this program as a seasoned networker, what do you see different here that makes this program maybe the best program that you've ever worked?
Without a doubt, Janet, it's the fact that this is the hottest product out there. People are hearing about it. They're ignorant on it, or they know a lot, or they know the wrong things, but they want it. And if you use the Craigslist advertising, which I did do, and we can talk about that a little bit if you want, not how it works, but why I would choose to do it when I don't need any more leads. But just having people, when you call these people back, I had one guy literally, when I said, "This is Kathy Martin, is this Joe?" or whatever his name was. And he said, "I was waiting for you to call me." When has that ever happened in this industry? We're always chasing people, trying to drag them through our, invisible doors, if you want to call it, of our business establishment. And it was just like music to my ears, because that's what, the people that are new to network marketing, that's what they need to hear. And that's why I went in and worked with this advertising plan that Joe developed, because I wanted to have something for people that didn't have a customer or leads base like I've had, I've gathered through the years.
Kathy, you mentioned a former program where we were taking a brand new product that no one had ever heard of to market, and there was such a huge learning curve, and half of what was on the internet really negated our product along with our venture, and it was a tough uphill battle. It just was, and the product eventually became popularized and almost a household product. But having to educate people from the start on a very complex, unproven product that was very pricey and took months sometimes for people to experience benefits, hundreds of dollars invested. And you compare it to here. Most people have heard of CBD. Half the people that you and I are talking to are already using it and are excited to think that there might be a pure, less expensive product that could be shipped to their home. And the other half, Kathy, I'm finding have heard of it but not used it, but are interested in knowing how it would make their lives better. Is that kind of how you're seeing things?
I think given time, just about everybody will try this product. Just met with a lady a couple days ago, and she was just hearing all kinds of testimonies, and she wanted it, but she was afraid to use it, and she was afraid to get a website, and the person that was going to be enrolling her, I went as support for that, for my own personal enrollee. He just stepped right in there and just said, "That's fine. You don't live that far from me. I'll order it for you." She was an older lady. And he said, "I'll just bring it to you." And she said, "Okay, I'll pay you for it right now." She was afraid even to get her own free account on the website. She thought she'd be obligated. And she said, she's a beautician and she's got quite a clientele. And she said, "I just know if I like this." And she started off on the same trail that, all these people at first they resist. And then they're like, "Well, I know if I like this, if it works for me, then all my clients are going to want it." So it's just, the product works so efficiently, so quickly, and on so many different problems that people are struggling with and pain, that they win. It's easy to win people over into this company. And, you know, Janet, I want to make a real appeal here for those of us that are, you know, training these new network marketers. We need to remember that people, if we just give them a little bit of space, will almost always try this. And one of the best ways to do that is to do a takeaway, and, you know, and say something like, well, you know, I don't think you're ready for this product yet. Why don't you read a little bit on it and study and write some more questions down, and then we'll talk about it again. That is almost like pouring, you know, hot water on somebody and just startling them, because right away they're expecting you to try to sell them something. And when you are really putting their needs first, and if they're hesitant, do a takeaway. And many, many times, most often, if they trust you, if that's been developed, they'll say, well, I guess I probably should try. That's what I did the other day with this lady, because she was so hesitant. And I said, well, why don't you just do some more reading? She said, no, I really need to try this for my kids. And then she said, I even have my husband.
I want you to read about it, and we won't talk about buying it. No, I have to have it now.
It was just the cutest thing, you know. And I said, well, now, you know, you're going to be telling everybody about this. And oh, she said, I can't wait. And she even wanted a bottle that had been used. She said, I'll just put a little bit in a teaspoon, because, I mean, it was so funny to see the transformation once she just started hearing about it, and because she'd heard about CBD oil. She said, oh, and it was so awful tasting. My friend that tried some, and when she tried this with the mint, she said, this is really good. It's just exciting to see people that with other products that I've represented before, it would have been a really hard sale. This is so easy.
Oh, yeah. You know, Kathy, I love how light you are about this. And that's my hope for our new onboards. They take things so seriously, and they cleave to every possible sale or enrollment. And if we have more of an open hand, more comes to us. And it is certainly a lot more fun. That's probably why more comes to us. But certainly your relaxed energy, I hope it works for you. I'm thinking it'll work for you, but I want you to be convicted of that also. So that's a great example for all of us. You know, you talked about advertising on Craigslist at one time, and reaching out to people that were in your contact list, many of them former network marketing relationships that you had. Are you still doing those two kind of marketing strategies, or have you changed up your model a little bit?
You're talking about doing Craigslist and other advertising for leads?
Right. You were back in May, you were doing Craigslist, and you were actually bravely going through your contact list into people you knew and people you'd worked with before. Have you evolved past that now?
Well, let me explain why I did Craigslist, and I'll back up just a little bit. I have file cabinets full of what I call folder holders. Mm-hmm. And when I do 3 ways with somebody, I put a folder together for them, for my personally enrolled. And then every person that we call, I keep their name and phone number, and I keep it in that person's folder. So if they're driving down the road and they need help with an enrollment or something, they can call me, and I can pull that folder out. I've got all, you know, this information. Now, if that person ever quits or goes to a different company, I've got all this information on their personally, they're the people that they know personally. And if there's another business opportunity, I will always call them and make that available to them. And then if they're not interested, I ask if I can call their people, because that's an instant warm market. Because I can call and say, hi, Susie, this is Kathy Martin, and your friend Alice, you know, gave me your name as someone that might be interested or open, you know, to looking at what we have. So this is where I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of leads of people that I've talked to with people that I've enrolled. And so I don't need extra leads, but I did the Craigslist thing because not everybody has, you know, the history of being in the industry for so long. And the Craigslist brings people to you, and it's very reasonably priced to do it. Mm-hmm. It's exciting, you know, like I told you, the guy, when I picked up the phone, he said, I was waiting for you to call. I mean, that was wow. But I want to be able to teach my people whatever works for them, because most people will not have, you know, the leads in their system like I've had, and I've been privileged to have through the years. Yes, I'm
That's a good point you make, Kathy, about getting to know your people and hearing about what's comfortable for them on how they want to attack their business, because it's different for everybody, right?
It certainly is. And personalities, different personalities play such a role, you know. And when somebody is, if they're frightened of something, you know, again, when we talk about the takeaway, that's something you just learn because it seems so out of place when you're trying to sell somebody something, but it's a psychological phenomenon that works. So,
I know I can make a good example here. Like when I'm going through Nordstrom's and I'm shopping in the size 6s, and I go through all the clothes, Kathy, and then I see somebody grab something and she puts it in her cart. All of a sudden, now that I know that that's not available to me, I have to have that sweater. I'll call a sales associate and make them call other stores. And all of a sudden, what was just something I was willing to pass on when I knew that it was no longer available to me, it was like 100% I had to have it for myself.
It's a psychological
It is.
fact. Yes, it is.
I hate to be so predictable, but that's me. Kathy, do you ever buy lead lists? I know you have so many leads.
Oh, I have many times through the years, but not recently. I just haven't had a need. But you can Google some of your big network marketing companies for their leaders, you know, and a lot of times you'll see lots and lots of names and phone numbers. But you can just Google, you know, leads generators or whatever, because people will get calls from companies, you know, trying to sell them leads, because there's all these different ways of reaching, you know, people. And the lead companies, I used to work for one, ProStep. I don't know if you ever heard of that one.
Yeah, I sure did.
I made $30,000 my first year in that. That was just as an adjunct to the company I was representing, till I got told that I couldn't use another networking company to work with this other company. I should give you the initials, but I won't.
Yeah, but you know, you bring up a good point about all the information that's available on the internet, but I would say to new associates or associates who aren't really veterans of the industry, for when you're going after established top earners in the industry, bring your upline on board with you to help you. Right. And I like the balance, Kathy, of going after little people, and I don't mean that in a disparaging or disrespectful way, going after average people, while you're strategically getting like the industry whales in your sights. So you still want to get everyone that God puts in your path, the people that you run into, the people you've known for your whole life, especially friends and family. And then while you're doing it, might as well make things easy for yourself and go after some big business builders. Let's talk about how Steve Finger was our guest, our CTFO president, a couple Wednesdays ago. And he referenced, Kathy, that we have less than a 1% return rate, which is unheard of.
You know, that made my day when I saw your question that you sent to me earlier today. And I saw that you had put that information down. I just was ecstatic. That is just amazing.
Isn't it though? And he says in the 11 months we've been in business, you can put our total returned products in 2 cabinets that are sitting at our corporate center. And most of them are bottles that have never been opened, which proves these people didn't even try the product to be able to express dissatisfaction. So given that, Kathy, you said that you have a strategy on how to take someone from a no and an unwillingness or a shutdown to actually open their product and experience it. And at least 50% of the time, you're able to get them to open their minds and open their bottles and move towards that good experience that you and I know they'll have. So how do you do that, girlfriend?
It's not really any different than what we've been talking about. And especially if somebody has a health challenge. And in my prayer journal, names keep popping up that have MS, people I know that have Parkinson's, people that have ALS. It's just frightening, the terrible diseases that people I know now are, you know, seemingly contracting. And so when somebody has any kind of issue, whether it's a sore back or whether, you know, like me, well, maybe you don't know, but I'm a runner and I've had 3 surgeries on one knee, and my doctor my orthopedic surgeon says, Kathy, you should be standing in line for a knee replacement. And here you are out running. And he uses that as an example to his patients. But if you have the issue of pain involved, it's very easy just to be very gentle with these people and let them know. I could start with one tiny drop on their tongue, and the next morning 2 drops if they don't have any noticeable reaction, because many people are just afraid to try for fear that it won't work and they'll be worse off. But it's just a matter of being gentle with them. And, you know, we have to remember, Janet, we cannot want something for somebody more than they want it for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And especially when it comes to the business, it's a lot different with pain involved, because we really do want it, and they usually do too. But there are other factors that can come into play, like my dear friend that has Parkinson's, that I told her about our product and she ordered it, and her husband, being a physician, had no training in natural, you know, uses of plant products, and so he did not want her to use it. Well, now what? And so it got thrown away. And what do? I just hope sometime that perhaps he'll read something that'll just make that available, but you just can't do it for everybody. The best thing you can do, though, is to just keep sharing testimonies. Mm-hmm. and keep in touch with these people, because they want to have hope. It's a sad story.
Yeah, we're not done when the sale closes, right? We're still in relationship with these people, and we still want to make sure they've had a great product experience, and then get into people they know and help them help people who matter to them also. Kathy, you've been such a delight. I haven't seen you and laid eyes on you in a really long time.
It has been
beautiful, and you're such a capable networker. I'm so privileged to have you with us tonight and on Team Genesis with all of us. Thank you for kind of picking up your skills and figuring out how to get on this platform and giving us your best stuff tonight. Thank you so much for your contribution.
Thank you, Janet. You're a great leader. We really appreciate you.
Right back at you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap for tonight's presentation. We've gone a little long, but we thank you for hanging in there with us. To our guests, please get back to the person who invited you on this webinar and say yes to this no risk, no cost opportunity. Order your first product, get on auto ship, and begin talking to people you know and people you meet that need a health or financial breakthrough. Believe me when I say that it's going to be more people that will need what we have than won't. So go out and spread the word and lean on your leaders here to help you get off to a strong start. I want to remind you of our Saturday training to learn how to create a free, impressive digital business card, free for life, and then how to use that card to successfully promote your CTFO business and share it with your growing team. And then bigger and better still, we're going to be honored with the presence of our COO and co-founder, Michael Kahn, next Wednesday. You want to be there, bring your whole team there, ladies and gentlemen. Good night to all, and God bless.